You think nothing is changing, but something is. And the strange part is, it doesn't feel like progress. It feels like confusion. It feels like delay. It feels like you're stuck. And that's exactly why most people quit here. Welcome to Mind Universe, where calm becomes your power. This isn't about forcing your life to change. It's about understanding what's already shifting inside you. Because sometimes the biggest changes in your life don't feel like change at all. They feel like nothing. Think about your own journey. There were moments where you felt like, now things will change. You felt clarity. You felt motivated. You felt like you finally understood something. And then, a few days later, everything felt normal again. Same thoughts, same environment, same emotions, and you start thinking, maybe nothing is working. But what if that moment wasn't fake? What if it was real, just incomplete? Most people expect change to feel powerful, like a sudden shift, like everything becomes clear instantly. But real change doesn't work like that. It doesn't explode, it evolves. Your mind doesn't just accept a new version of you overnight. It questions it, it resists it, it tests it, because your brain is designed for one thing: familiarity. It doesn't care what you want, it cares what it knows, and what it knows is your past. So when you try to move into something new, your mind slows things down, not to stop you, but to understand what's happening. And that slowing down, it feels like you're not moving. This is the phase nobody talks about. The in-between, where you're not your old self anymore, but you don't fully feel like your new self either. This is where most people make a mistake. They panic. They assume nothing is working, and they go back to old habits, back to old thinking, back to what feels comfortable. Not because they failed, but because they didn't recognize the process. You have to understand this clearly. Growth is not always visible. It's not always loud. Sometimes it's silent. Sometimes it's subtle. Sometimes it's happening so slowly, you don't even notice it. Like the way you start thinking differently for a second. Then go back, like the way you pause before reacting. Even if you still react, like the way you question something you always believed. That's not nothing, that's the beginning. But because it's not dramatic, you ignore it, you dismiss it, you think it doesn't count. And that's why you feel stuck. Not because you are stuck, but because you're not seeing your progress. Your reality doesn't change first. You do, and then your reality follows. But we are trained to look outside first. We check results, we check outcomes, we check visible change. And when we don't see it immediately, we assume failure. But internal change always comes before external change, always. Think of it like this. If you plant a seed today, you won't see anything tomorrow, or even next week. But that doesn't mean nothing is happening. It means something is happening, where you can't see it yet. Your mind works the same way. The moment you start thinking differently, feeling differently, responding differently, something is shifting, even if your life still looks the same. And this is the hardest part to trust, because you're in a phase where old life is still visible. New life is not yet visible. So it feels like nothing is happening. But that's not true. You're just in the middle. And the middle is uncomfortable because it doesn't give you certainty. It doesn't give you proof. It only gives you a feeling that something is changing. Most people don't trust that feeling. They need visible results, so they quit. But if you stay, if you don't rush, if you don't go back, something interesting starts to happen. That small shift inside you starts becoming stable. That new way of thinking stays a little longer. That pause before reaction becomes a habit. And slowly, without even realizing it, you stop being the person you used to be. Not because you forced it, but because you allowed the process. Then one day, you look at your life, and things are different. Not suddenly, not magically, but gradually, naturally. And the most surprising part is, you don't even remember when it changed. Because real change doesn't announce itself. It happens quietly. That's why you need to stop asking, why is nothing working? And start asking, what is already changing that I'm not noticing? Because the moment you shift your attention, you start seeing your progress. And when you see your progress, you stop going back. And when you stop going back, your life finally starts moving forward. So if right now you feel like nothing is happening, don't panic, don't rush, don't force yourself into change. Just observe. Because you might not be stuck, you might just be becoming. And becoming is not comfortable. It's not fast, it's not always clear, but it's real. Stay in it, trust it, let it unfold. Because sometimes the reason nothing looks like it's changing is because everything is. This made you pause and think. Comment, I see it. Follow for more calm, Mind Universe.